Hello, I'm Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. I'm here in Yellow Springs at the Glen Forest Cemetery. I grew up right across the street, and my grandparents, Albert and Ruth Little, are buried right here. This cemetery is also the final resting place of United States Senator Simeon Fess, a pioneer in the field of vocational rehabilitation, who lived with his wife Eva not far from here in a beautiful home on the corner of Xenia Avenue and South College Street. I want to share the story of Simeon Fess, as 2020 marks an important milestone in vocational rehabilitation and in his legacy, the 100th anniversary of the passage of the Smith-Fess Act of 1920. The Smith-Fess Act, also known as the Civilian Vocational Rehabilitation Act, established for the first time a nationwide network of state training programs designed to improve the lives of Americans with disabilities through employment. Here in Ohio, Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities is the state's vocational rehabilitation agency that helps people with disabilities find and keep jobs. Through this agency, every year, thousands of Ohioans with disabilities receive training and other vocational services to help them down the road towards employment, empowerment, and independence. This year, we're also celebrating its 50th anniversary. This is 50 years of helping Ohioans with disabilities towards successful careers. We owe much of the credit to Simeon Fess. He would eventually attend and graduate from Ohio Normal University in Ada, which is now known as Ohio Northern. He would later become a graduate of that university's College of Law, one thing among several that we have in common. He would eventually serve as the dean of the law school and vice president of the university. In 1907, Simeon Fess became the president of Antioch College here in Yellow Springs. Halfway through his tenure, in 1912, he decided to run for Congress and won, beginning the next phase of his remarkable career. He would go on to serve 5 terms in the U.S. House of Representatives before being elected to the United States Senate in 1922. When he was in the House, Simeon Fess strongly supported programs to help wounded soldiers returning home from World War I. He felt these heroes deserved a chance to learn new skills so they could go on to productive and fulfilling lives following their military service. But Fess also felt strongly that these programs could be of value to another group of American citizens in need of these services, the broader community of people with disabilities. On the floor of the House, Congressman Fess once said, "I think that any disabled individual, young, middle-aged, or old, who can realize that he has the qualifications for employment and the opportunity for complete utilization of those qualifications can look the world in the face and say, 'I do not owe you anything.' That is the most self-respecting and, in the last analysis, the most happy individual." Congressman Fess championed the Smith-Fess Act of 1920 to help begin in earnest vocational rehabilitation in the United States. And in these past 100 years, millions of Americans with disabilities have had better lives because of it. The Smith-Fess Act was later transformed into the Vocational Rehabilitation Act, which established the state federal vocational rehabilitation program that we know today. In 1998, the law underwent a reauthorization, a periodic review to strengthen and improve the program. In the Senate, that responsibility fell to me, another senator from Ohio, also from Yellow Springs. And I was honored to lead the effort to continue to strengthen and improve the program started by Senator Fess. Simeon Fess' political career ended in 1935, and he died in 1936 in Washington, D.C. As I said, he's buried here in Yellow Springs, near the graves of my grandparents, Albert and Ruth Little. Grandfather Little spent his career in Yellow Springs as a professor of English at Antioch College, where Simeon Fess was once president. I don't think Senator Fess could have imagined the impact his efforts would have on millions of Americans with disabilities. Ohio is proud to have such a rich heritage of helping people with disabilities live up to their God-given potential.